Hello my darlings, it's Chanel and I'm doing the April wrap up. I had to pause for a second and think what month I'm actually in. April, babes, it's April. So apologies for the lighting, it is about to be dark, daylight savings is over and I'm running out of time. But let me tell you about all of the books that I read in the month of April. I read a total of 56 books, which is a lot. Hopefully I don't read as much next month. I read approximately 12,500 pages, which equated to 417 pages per day. This is solely based on the books I read in full. I don't count any of the pages I read for DNFs. I read a lot of genres, but my top 5 most read genres for this month were horror, fantasy, graphic novel / manga, nonfiction, and litfic. I did have a whopping 4 5-star reads this month, which is fantastic. I'll tell you which ones they were when we get to them. My average rating was a 3.38, which is great. 3.38 is great. So despite the fact that I do read books out of my comfort zone and for themed vlogs that are not ones I normally pick up, I still had a high rating, so wunderbar. 44 of the books were borrowed from the library, 6 were owned, meaning I purchased them, paid my own money for them. 1 was an ARC from NetGalley, and 5 of the books were gifted to me, either from publishers, authors, or my beautiful viewers. My favorite cover of the month was Blood Sugar by Daniel Kraus. The artist for this is Paul Mann. I love this cover. I didn't finish this book, but this cover is absolutely stunning. But out of the covers of books I did actually finish, my favorite would be The Symphonic Cycle by Una Cruikshank, and the artist for this cover is Sasha Francis. Also, the end papers inside this book were chef's kiss. I will begin as usual by reading out the reviews for the books that I read on my Patreon. I want to thank my patrons for their support. Apologies for the jump scare, but I do need to give a special shout out to my sweet syrup pies, Darren, Kate, and Izzy. So first up, we had the Wild Ones Buzzword Challenge. So I'm doing Kayla's Buzzword Readathon, and the prompts for this one were animal in the title and animal on the cover. So this one was super easy, and I chose Red Rabbit by Alex Grecian. This was a 5-star read for me. Rabbits run when scared. Wow. I just have to say, if you love very chock-a-block plots where the action just doesn't stop, where the action just keeps coming, read this. The next book I read for the Patreon recommendation vlog. So this time it was Kate's choice, and she chose The Labyrinth of Solitude and Other Writings by Octavio Paz. Hey, Pachuco. I've got to stick with that gang of mine. The final reading vlog I did for Patreon is Kinky Corner, and this month's theme naturally was Easter. And the books that I read for this reading vlog were Bunny by Layla Faye. Who wants a bunny daddy? Both this mother and son do, but for different reasons. Mating with Mallows by Nora Noodle. This got straight into the sticky stuff. The final book I read for that reading vlog was Candid, an erotic Easter bunny novella by Rebecca Massey and Adeline Graves. She doesn't want to be stuffed and purged, bro. So now let's get into all of the other books I read, which I summed up in about one sentence. Beetle and the Hollowbones by Eliza Jane. Gorgeous color palette and illustrations. But Beetle doesn't read as 12 years old, and the sapphic romance feels more YA. Blob Mall Ghosts are cute as. The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez, which was a 5-star book. Can I be a senior citizen bonsai bitch too, please? Middle Youth by Morgan Bach. Cool. Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy. I would kill for you. I would die for you. Dyscalculia, a love story of epic miscalculation by Camone Felix. Just Heartbreak. Heavy stuff. Enjoyed the writing style. Frère and 3. Aura. Kill Yourself. Wild Children by Tom Bolton. Filled with time-looping dandelions and children who don't like change. Ghost World by Daniel Close. No plot, just mean girl gossip. Cosmic Self-Care, Spiritual Rituals for Modern Mystics by Katie Huang. Great book for novices wanting to dip their toes into esoteric rituals. Pizza Girl by Jean Kyung Fraser. Pregnant 18-year-old girl gets obsessed with a rando customer and doesn't care about how she's hurting her family and unborn child. Weetzie Bat by Francesca Leah Block. 3 Men and a Baby, and Bewitched, and I Dream of Jeannie, and Marilyn in a hot pink Cadillac sipping a martini on the LA highway with a skinny dog riding shotgun. Plug into the love current, ducky. The Lamb by Lucy Rose. Mother 8, Freren 4 by Kanehito Yamada. Freren, the Keeper of Memories, especially Himmel's Poses. The Knight and the Butcher Bird by Alex E. Harrow, which was a 5-star read. Would You Love Me If I Was a Bird? A Harvest of Hearts by Andrea Eames. We're just here to give Cornelius his bacon. The Wisdom of Crowds, The Age of Madness 3 by Joe Abercrombie. Fa, Leo, Dan, Brock. How's your leg? The Symphonic Cycle by Una Cruikshank. Humans are small and time is large, and nature has many ways of healing its wounds. Rainbow Filth by Tim Meyer. You don't want to know what's at the end of the rainbow. The Hike by Drew Magari, which was a 5-star read. An Odyssean Acid Trip, weird fiction and anthology by Edgar Allan Poe and others. The only thing weird about these stories were how mild and mid they were. But I have read some truly weird shit, so maybe the comparison isn't fair. They were probably ahead of their time. Give Unto Us by Justin Lutz. As it turns out, Sand in the Hourglass wants to barter. The Princess of 72nd Street by Lane Craft. Maybe you need to be Delulu to live in a crazy world. Behooved by M. Stevenson. Oh, Seas! This is for the horse girls who like incessant banter. Freren 5 by Kanehito Yamada. Academia and Little Birdies. Don't Smell the Flowers, They Want to Steal Your Bones by Duncan P. Bradshaw. Have a Clue Cookie with Your Dog Milk. No Credit River by Zoe Whittle. Reminiscing about past relationships. No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre. These 3 insufferable people would make a hell of any heaven. Tilt by Emma Petit. I Am Very Glad I Don't Live in an Earthquake Zone. The Unworthy by Agustina Basterica. This has ruined nipple piercings for me. The Breast by Philip Roth. This Guy is a Boob, literally and metaphorically. How to Cook and Eat the Rich by Sunyi Dean. Smart Self-Sustaining Supply Chain. 2 Truths and a Lie by Sarah Pinska. We are the authors of our own stories. The Last Question by Isaac Asimov. A Quest for a Rechargeable Battery. Story of the Eye by George Bataille. Wear your raincoat and wellies because there's a ton of semen, blood and urine in this kinky horror erotica that has no plot, just juices. Elegy for the Undead by Matthew Vaselli. I was rooting for the zombies over the unfaithful husband. Death Vigil by Stefan Sejic. Quoth the Raven, Nevermore. Freren 6 by Kanehito Yamada. Team Tomb Raider for the win. All the Bees in the Hollow by Lauren Keegan. The honey wasn't worth the sting for me. Green Teeth by Molly O'Neill. You're my girl, Jenny. Rejection by Tony Tulathamuti. I admire the satire skill, but my God, this was exhausting to read. Slade House by David Mitchell. I felt like I was missing information. And I was. You need to read The Bone Clocks first, otherwise half of this is nonsense. The Cat Who Walked 1,000 Miles by Keith Johnson. Brave Little Furry Demon. Freren 7 by Kanehito Yamada. For the Awkward Folks. Reversal by Alex DeCampi. Misunderstood Monsters and Magical Artifacts with Diverse Rep. The Soft Minimalist Home, Calm Cozy Decor for Real Lives and Spaces by Abby Dare. Is what it says it is. Light Boxes by Shane Jones. What was the point of this story? Seasonal Affective Disorder Rebellion? Beta Vulgaris by Margie Sarsfield. I was expecting evil beats, not a self-loathing main character who is constantly calorie counting, so much on page ED stuff, and anxiously fixating on her financial scarcity. The Sword-Edged Blonde by Alex Bledsoe. Horse Girl versus the Dwarf. Violent fantasy noir with a little old heart. Grim Space by Anne Aguirre. If you want someone deep inside you, bond with a pilot. Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This book proves candy ain't good for you. I also read Volte-Face by Dominique Heck, but this is still not on Goodreads, but my review for that is I could not make sense of the nonsensical. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything, but do let me know down below what your favorite read of April was. And until next time, stay wild, Star Child.